If you're over 50 and you've been told that osteoarthritis in your hips or knees means slowing down, giving up, or accepting daily pain as your new normal, I want you to pause for a moment and take a deep breath. Because that story is not finished. In fact, for many people, it's just beginning. This message is inspired by the gentle, empowering philosophy of Dr. Mandell, who reminds us again and again that the body is designed to move, heal, and adapt at any age when we treat it with patience and respect. Osteoarthritis is not a punishment, and it is not the end of your independence. It is a signal that your joints need better movement, better nourishment, and a kinder approach. The hips and knees are meant to work together, carrying you through life step by step. When they stiffen or ache, the answer is rarely to stop moving. The answer is to move smarter, move lighter, and move with intention. The best exercises for osteoarthritis are not about pushing through pain or forcing your body into shapes it no longer enjoys. They are about restoring circulation, lubricating the joints, and waking up muscles that protect your knees and hips. Simple movements done consistently can reduce stiffness, improve balance, and bring back confidence. Gentle leg extensions while seated, slow marching in place, controlled hip openings, and relaxed knee bends done within a pain-free range can remind your joints how to function smoothly again. When movement is slow and mindful, your nervous system feels safe and healing becomes possible. One of the biggest mistakes people make after 50 is waiting until they feel better to start moving. The truth is, movement is often what helps you feel better in the first place. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day can make a meaningful difference. When you move your hips and knees gently, you pump nutrients into the cartilage and flush out waste that causes inflammation. This is how the body maintains joint health naturally, without force and without fear. Of course, exercise alone is not the whole picture. What you eat every day quietly shapes how your joints feel tomorrow. A healthy diet for osteoarthritis is not complicated, but it is powerful. Whole foods, colorful vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, healthy fats, and clean sources of protein help calm inflammation from the inside out. Staying well hydrated keeps joint tissues supple and responsive. Reducing excess sugar, processed foods, and refined carbohydrates can ease swelling and stiffness over time. Food is information for your body, and when you send the right signals, your joints respond. Lifestyle habits matter more than most people realize. Poor sleep, chronic stress, and long hours of sitting can make hip and knee pain feel worse, even if the joints themselves have not changed. Prioritizing restful sleep gives your body time to repair. Managing stress through breathing, prayer, meditation, or quiet reflection relaxes muscles that pull on sore joints. Getting up regularly during the day to stretch or walk, even briefly, prevents stiffness from settling in. These small daily choices add up, quietly supporting your mobility and strength. Light exercise should feel encouraging, not intimidating. Walking on level ground, swimming, gentle cycling, or moving in water are wonderful options for people with knee and hip arthritis. These activities reduce joint load while improving circulation and muscle tone. When muscles around the joints grow stronger, they act like shock absorbers, reducing stress on the cartilage. This is how movement becomes medicine instead of punishment. But perhaps the most overlooked part of healing is mindset. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your future. If you believe that pain means damage, you may avoid movement and grow weaker. If you understand that safe, gentle movement builds resilience, you regain control. A positive mindset does not mean ignoring pain. It means listening without panic, responding with patience, and trusting your body's ability to adapt. Aging does not mean becoming fragile. It means becoming wiser. You may need more time to warm up, more rest between sessions, and more compassion for yourself than you once did. That is not weakness. That is intelligence. When you move with respect instead of force, your body responds with gratitude. Every day you choose to move, eat well, and think positively, you are sending a message to your joints that they are still needed, still valued, still alive. Progress may be slow, but slow progress is still progress. Stiffness eases, confidence grows, steps become steadier. Pain no longer dominates every thought. Osteoarthritis after the age of 50 is often misunderstood, and that misunderstanding creates more suffering than the condition itself. Many people are told directly or indirectly that joint pain is simply the price of getting older, that stiffness and discomfort are signs that the body is wearing out and should be protected by doing less. This belief quietly encourages fear, hesitation, and inactivity, even though the body is still capable of adapting and improving. Osteoarthritis is not a message that your life is shrinking, it is a signal asking for a smarter response. It is the body's way of saying that the joints need better circulation, balanced movement, and consistent care rather than complete rest. When movement decreases out of fear, the The joints often become more stiff, more painful, and more limited. Muscles weaken, balance declines, and confidence fades, not because aging demands it, but because the body has not been given the right kind of stimulus. After 50, the goal is no longer to push harder or move faster, but to move with awareness and intention. Smart movement respects the limits of the joints while still reminding them that they are meant to function. Gentle motion helps deliver nutrients to the cartilage, encourages joint lubrication, and supports the surrounding muscles that provide stability and protection. Seeing osteoarthritis as a signal rather than a sentence changes everything. It shifts the focus from loss to opportunity. Instead of asking what activities must be avoided, the better question becomes how movement can be adjusted to support healing. Small, pain-free movements repeated consistently are often far more effective than occasional intense efforts. The body responds to regular signals of safety and use, not force. This is especially true for hips and knees, which rely on coordinated muscle support and rhythmic motion to stay healthy. Accepting osteoarthritis as feedback from the body also invites patience and self-compassion. The body may take longer to warm up, to recover, and to respond than it once did, but it still responds. Progress may come in subtle ways, such as reduced morning stiffness, improved balance, or the ability to walk a little farther with less discomfort. These changes are meaningful, even if they happen gradually. When fear is replaced with understanding, movement becomes less intimidating and more empowering. By choosing to move smarter rather than less, older adults reclaim control over their bodies and their futures. They learn to listen without panic and act without aggression. Osteoarthritis does not define the limits of what is possible. It defines the need for a wiser approach. With gentle consistency, informed movement, and trust in the body's adaptability, mobility can be preserved and even improved, allowing life after 50 to remain active, engaged, and fulfilling. Gentle, consistent exercise is one of the most powerful tools for managing osteoarthritis in the hips and knees, especially after the age of 50. Many people believe that rest is the safest option when joints hurt, but in reality, too much rest often leads to more stiffness, more discomfort, and a greater loss of mobility. Joints are living structures that depend on movement to stay healthy. When they move within a comfortable, pain-free range, they receive nourishment, lubrication, and stimulation that cannot be achieved through stillness alone. Consistency matters more than intensity because the body responds best to regular signals that movement is safe and beneficial. When gentle exercises are performed daily, even for a short time, they help circulate synovial fluid within the joints. This fluid acts like natural oil, reducing friction and making movement smoother. Improved circulation also helps carry nutrients to the cartilage and remove waste products that contribute to inflammation. Over time, this process can noticeably reduce stiffness and improve the ease of everyday activities such as standing up, walking, or climbing stairs. These changes often happen gradually, but they build a foundation of comfort and confidence that supports long-term joint health. Another key benefit of gentle exercise is muscle activation. The muscles surrounding the hips and knees play a critical role in joint protection. When these muscles are weak or inactive, more stress is placed directly on the joints, increasing discomfort. Slow, controlled movements help wake up and strengthen these supportive muscles without overloading sensitive areas. As muscle strength improves, the joints feel more stable and secure, which naturally reduces pain and the fear of movement. Consistency also retrains the nervous system. When the body experiences regular, pain-free motion, it learns that movement is not a threat. This reduces protective muscle tension and allows the joints to move more freely. Over time, the body becomes more efficient and coordinated, making movements feel lighter and more natural. This neurological adaptation is just as important as physical changes, especially for those who have lived with pain for years. Perhaps most importantly, gentle daily exercise restores confidence. Each successful movement reinforces the belief that the body is still capable and responsive. This positive feedback encourages continued activity, creating a cycle of improvement rather than decline. Even small routines practiced consistently can lead to meaningful improvements in mobility, balance, and overall quality of life, helping older adults remain active, independent, and connected to the world around them. Pain-free, controlled movement is one of the most important principles for exercising with osteoarthritis, especially in the hips and knees. Many people believe that improvement only comes from pushing harder or working through discomfort, but for aging joints, this approach often does more harm than good. When movement causes sharp or lingering pain, the body interprets it as a threat. Muscles tighten, inflammation increases, and the nervous system becomes more protective. Instead of healing, the body enters a defensive state that limits progress and reinforces fear around movement. Slow and mindful exercises create the opposite response. When movements are gentle and controlled, the nervous system feels safe. This sense of safety allows muscles to relax and joints to move more freely. Pain-free motion sends a clear message to the brain that the joint can be used without danger, which reduces unnecessary tension and guarding. Over time, this calm communication between the body and brain helps decrease sensitivity and improves overall movement quality. The goal is not to test limits, but to build trust within the body. Controlled movement also improves joint alignment and coordination. Fast or jerky motions can place uneven stress on already sensitive joints, especially in the knees and hips. Moving slowly allows better awareness of posture, muscle engagement, and balance. This awareness helps distribute forces more evenly across the joint surfaces, reducing wear and irritation. As coordination improves, everyday movements such as sitting, standing, and walking become smoother and more efficient. Another benefit of pain-free movement is sustainability. Exercises that feel safe and comfortable are more likely to be practiced consistently. Consistency is what leads to lasting improvement, not occasional bursts of effort followed by setbacks. When people learn to respect their limits and stop before pain appears, they create a routine that supports healing rather than exhaustion. This approach builds patience and self-awareness, both of which are essential for long-term joint care. Mindful movement also encourages a deeper connection with the body. Instead of fighting discomfort, individuals learn to listen to subtle signals and respond appropriately. This relationship fosters confidence and reduces fear, making exercise a positive experience rather than a stressful one. Over time, the body adapts to these gentle demands by becoming stronger, more flexible, and more resilient. Healing happens not through force, but through consistency, awareness, and respect for the body's natural ability to recover and adapt. Light daily activity plays a powerful role in improving joint health and restoring confidence for people with osteoarthritis of the hips and knees, especially after the age of 50. Many individuals believe that meaningful change requires long workouts or intense exercise sessions, but the body often responds better to small, consistent efforts. Even a few minutes of gentle movement each day can help maintain mobility and prevent the stiffness that builds up when joints remain still for long periods. Daily activity keeps the joints engaged and reminds the body that movement is a normal and necessary part of life. When light exercise becomes a daily habit, it supports the muscles that surround and protect the hips and knees. These muscles act like natural shock absorbers, reducing the amount of stress placed directly on the joints. Over time, even mild strengthening helps improve stability and balance, making everyday tasks feel safer and more manageable. Simple actions such as slow walking, standing leg movements, or gentle stretches can activate these muscles without causing strain. As strength gradually improves, movements that once felt difficult often become easier and more controlled. Daily activity also helps maintain circulation throughout the lower body. Improved blood flow delivers oxygen and nutrients to muscles and connective tissues, while helping remove waste products that contribute to soreness and inflammation. This ongoing circulation supports joint comfort and helps reduce the feeling of heaviness or stiffness that many people experience, particularly in the morning or after sitting for long periods. Regular movement acts like a natural reset for the body, keeping tissues responsive and alive. Confidence grows with each successful movement. When individuals move daily without pain or fear, they begin to trust their bodies again. This trust is essential for long-term progress because fear of pain often leads to avoidance, which can worsen stiffness and weakness. Light daily exercise breaks this cycle by providing repeated positive experiences with movement. These experiences build emotional resilience as well as physical strength, helping individuals feel more capable and independent. Perhaps most importantly, daily activity reinforces the idea that caring for the body does not require extremes. Gentle consistency creates a sense of routine and control, empowering older adults to take an active role in their health. Over time, these small efforts accumulate, leading to better mobility, improved balance, and a renewed sense of confidence that supports an active and fulfilling life at any age. A healthy, anti-inflammatory diet plays a deeply supportive role in managing osteoarthritis of the hips and knees, especially after the age of 50, because what the body consumes daily directly influences inflammation, tissue repair, and overall joint comfort. Food is not just fuel, it is information that tells the body how to respond, whether to calm inflammation or to intensify it. When the diet is built around whole, natural foods, the body is better equipped to reduce swelling, nourish cartilage, and support the structures that keep joints moving smoothly. Inflammation is one of the main drivers of pain and stiffness in osteoarthritis, and certain foods can either aggravate or soothe this process. Fresh vegetables, especially leafy greens and colorful produce, provide antioxidants that help neutralize inflammatory stress in the body. Fruits offer natural compounds that support tissue repair and immune balance. Healthy fats from sources like nuts, seeds, olive oil, and fatty fish help lubricate joints internally and support the integrity of cell membranes. These fats are essential for calming chronic inflammation and maintaining joint flexibility. Protein also plays an important role, particularly as the body ages. Muscles surrounding the hips and knees rely on adequate protein to stay strong and supportive. Lean proteins from fish, legumes, eggs, and clean animal sources help maintain muscle mass, which reduces pressure on the joints. When muscles weaken due to poor nutrition, joints are forced to absorb more stress, increasing discomfort. Balanced nutrition ensures that movement and exercise efforts are supported rather than undermined. Hydration is another often overlooked aspect of joint health. Water helps maintain the elasticity of cartilage and supports the circulation of nutrients throughout the body. Even mild dehydration can contribute to stiffness and reduced joint lubrication. Drinking enough water throughout the day allows tissues to stay supple and responsive, enhancing the benefits of gentle movement and exercise. Reducing foods that promote inflammation is just as important as adding nourishing ones. Excess sugar, refined carbohydrates, and heavily processed foods can increase inflammatory markers in the body and worsen joint pain over time. These foods may also contribute to weight gain, which places additional strain on already sensitive hips and knees. By choosing cleaner, simpler foods, the body experiences less stress and greater balance. A healthy diet is not about restriction or perfection, but about consistency and awareness. Small daily choices shape how the joints feel tomorrow and in the weeks ahead. When nutrition supports the body's natural healing processes, movement becomes easier, recovery improves, and pain often becomes more manageable. This internal support system works quietly alongside exercise and lifestyle habits, helping older adults feel stronger, lighter, and more capable as they continue moving through life with greater comfort and confidence. Lifestyle habits have a powerful and often underestimated influence on how osteoarthritis in the hips and knees feels on a daily basis, especially after the age of 50. Many people focus only on exercise or medication, but the body responds to the total environment it lives in. Sleep quality, stress levels, daily movement patterns, and hydration all shape inflammation, muscle tension, and joint sensitivity. When these habits are neglected, even well-designed exercise routines may feel less effective, and discomfort can seem more intense than it truly is. Quality sleep is one of the body's primary tools for repair and recovery. During deep sleep, tissues regenerate, inflammation is regulated, and the nervous system resets. Poor or inconsistent sleep can heighten pain perception and slow healing, making joints feel more stiff and sensitive during the day. Establishing a regular sleep routine, limiting late night screen exposure, and creating a calm sleep environment can significantly improve how the body feels upon waking. Better sleep often leads to better movement, improved mood, and greater resilience throughout the day. Stress plays a direct role in joint discomfort as well. Chronic stress keeps the nervous system in a heightened state, causing muscles to tighten and inflammation to increase. This tension can place additional strain on the hips and knees, worsening pain and limiting mobility. Simple practices such as deep breathing, quiet reflection, prayer, or gentle stretching help calm the nervous system and release unnecessary muscle tension. When the mind relaxes, the body often follows, allowing movement to feel smoother and less guarded. Long periods of sitting are another common lifestyle factor that contributes to stiffness and discomfort. When the hips and knees remain in the same position for too long, circulation slows and joints lose lubrication. Making a habit of standing up, stretching, or walking briefly throughout the day helps maintain joint mobility and prevents stiffness from building. These small movement breaks act as maintenance for the joints, keeping them responsive and comfortable. Hydration also plays a critical role in joint health. Water supports the structure of cartilage and helps transport nutrients to joint tissues. Inadequate hydration can lead to increased stiffness and reduced flexibility, making movement feel more difficult. Drinking water consistently throughout the day supports all body systems, including those that protect the joints. When healthy lifestyle habits are practiced together, they create a supportive foundation for joint care. Sleep, stress management, regular movement, and hydration work in harmony to reduce pain and improve function. These habits do not require drastic changes, only mindful consistency. Over time, they help the body feel more balanced, responsive, and capable of moving with greater ease and confidence in daily life. impact activities provide a safe and effective way for older adults with osteoarthritis of the hips and knees to stay active without increasing joint stress. These forms of movement are especially valuable after the age of 50, when joints may be more sensitive to impact and sudden force. Walking on even surfaces, swimming, water exercises, and gentle cycling allow the body to move rhythmically while minimizing pressure on the joints. This combination supports mobility, circulation, and muscle engagement without triggering the protective pain response that often accompanies high-impact exercise. One of the greatest benefits of low-impact activity is joint protection. Unlike running or jumping, which send repeated shock through the knees and hips, low-impact movements distribute force more evenly. Water-based exercise is particularly helpful because buoyancy reduces body weight, allowing joints to move freely with minimal strain. This environment encourages greater range of motion and muscle activation while reducing fear of pain or injury. As comfort increases, confidence in movement naturally grows. Low-impact activities also improve cardiovascular health while supporting joint function. Steady, rhythmic movement increases heart rate, enhances circulation, and delivers oxygen and nutrients to muscles and connective tissues. This improved circulation supports joint lubrication and helps reduce inflammation. When the cardiovascular system becomes stronger, daily activities feel less exhausting, making it easier to stay active and engaged throughout the day. Another important benefit is muscle balance and coordination. Gentle cycling strengthens the muscles around the hips and knees in a controlled way, while walking promotes balance and natural movement patterns. Swimming and water exercises engage multiple muscle groups simultaneously, supporting overall strength and flexibility. These balanced movements help reduce compensations that can place extra stress on certain joints, leading to smoother and more efficient motion. Low-impact activities are also easier to sustain long-term. Because they feel safer and more enjoyable, people are more likely to practice them regularly. Enjoyment plays a key role in consistency, and consistency is essential for lasting improvement. When movement becomes a positive part of daily life rather than a source of fear, the body responds with gradual strength, improved mobility, and reduced stiffness. Perhaps most importantly, low-impact exercise restores a sense of freedom. It allows older adults to move without constant worry about causing damage. This sense of safety encourages exploration, social connection, and a more active lifestyle. Over time, these activities help preserve independence, improve quality of life, and reinforce the belief that movement can be both gentle and powerful in supporting joint health and overall well-being. Low-impact activities provide a safe and effective way for older adults with osteoarthritis of the hips and knees to remain active without placing excessive stress on sensitive joints. After the age of 50, joints often respond better to smooth, controlled movement rather than forceful impact, and low-impact exercise respects this need. Activities such as walking on flat ground, swimming, water aerobics, and gentle cycling allow the body to move continuously while minimizing joint compression. This creates an environment where movement feels supportive rather than threatening, encouraging consistency and confidence. One of the greatest advantages of low-impact exercise is joint protection. These activities reduce the shock that travels through the knees and hips, which is especially important when cartilage is already worn or inflamed. Water-based movement is particularly beneficial because buoyancy supports body weight, allowing joints to glide more freely. This freedom makes it easier to move through a comfortable range of motion without fear of pain. When fear is reduced, muscles relax, coordination improves, and movement becomes more natural and fluid. Low-impact activities also improve circulation, which is essential for joint health. Rhythmic movement helps pump blood through muscles and connective tissues, delivering oxygen and nutrients while removing waste products that contribute to stiffness and discomfort. Better circulation supports synovial fluid production, helping joints stay lubricated and responsive. As circulation improves, many people notice less stiffness, especially after periods of rest or inactivity. Another important benefit is balanced muscle engagement. Gentle cycling strengthens the quadriceps and hip muscles in a controlled manner, while walking promotes balance and natural gait patterns. Swimming and water exercises activate multiple muscle groups at once, supporting overall strength and flexibility without overloading any single joint. This balanced approach reduces compensatory movement patterns that can place extra strain on the hips and knees, helping movements feel smoother and more efficient. Low-impact exercise is also sustainable, which is critical for long-term joint care. Because these activities are comfortable and enjoyable, people are more likely to continue them regularly. Enjoyment encourages routine, and routine leads to progress. Over time, consistent low-impact movement helps build endurance, stability, and confidence, making daily tasks easier and less tiring. Perhaps most importantly, low-impact activities restore a sense of freedom and independence. They remind older adults that movement does not have to hurt to be effective. By choosing exercises that feel safe and supportive, individuals regain trust in their bodies and stay engaged with life. These gentle yet powerful activities help preserve mobility, improve quality of life, and support long-term joint health through steady, compassionate movement. A positive mindset is one of the most powerful yet often overlooked tools in managing osteoarthritis of the hips and knees, especially after the age of 50. The way a person thinks about pain, aging, and movement can either support healing or quietly work against it. When pain is viewed as a sign of damage or decline, fear naturally follows. That fear often leads to avoidance of movement, which can increase stiffness, weakness, and discomfort over time. Shifting the mindset from fear to understanding creates space for healing and progress. Believing in the body's ability to adapt is essential. The human body is remarkably resilient even later in life. Joints, muscles, and connective tissues respond to the signals they receive every day. When those signals include gentle movement, proper nourishment, and patience, the body begins to adapt in positive ways. A hopeful mindset encourages consistent action, and consistency is what leads to meaningful change. Without belief, even the best exercise or diet plan is difficult to maintain. A positive mindset also changes how pain is experienced. Pain is influenced not only by physical structures, but also by the nervous system and emotional state. Stress, anxiety, and negative expectations can amplify pain signals, making discomfort feel more intense than it needs to be. When the mind is calm and focused, the nervous system becomes less reactive. This reduces muscle tension and allows joints to move more freely. Practices such as mindful breathing, gratitude prayer, or quiet reflection can help regulate the nervous system and create a sense of control. Confidence grows through positive self-talk and small successes. Each time an individual completes a gentle exercise, chooses a healthy meal, or goes for a short walk, it reinforces the belief that improvement is possible. These small wins accumulate, gradually replacing doubt with confidence. Confidence reduces fear, and reduced fear leads to better movement. This cycle supports both physical and emotional well-being. A positive mindset also encourages patience. Healing from osteoarthritis is rarely instant, and expecting rapid results can lead to frustration. Patience allows progress to unfold naturally without pressure or self-judgment. It teaches individuals to celebrate subtle improvements, such as less stiffness in the morning or better balance during daily activities. Ultimately, mindset shapes the journey. When older adults view themselves as capable, adaptable, and worthy of care, they approach movement and lifestyle changes with greater openness. This outlook fosters resilience, motivation, and long-term commitment to health. By nurturing a positive mindset, individuals create an internal environment where healing feels possible, movement feels safe, and life continues to be lived with purpose, strength, and hope. Remember this: you are not broken. Your hips and knees are not your enemies. They are partners that have carried you faithfully for decades. With the right exercises, a nourishing diet, supportive lifestyle habits, and a calm, hopeful mindset, you can continue to move through life with strength and dignity. No matter your age, your body is listening. Speak to it with movement, nourish it with care, and guide it with belief. The next step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward freedom.